to Queens on Queens. I am your host, Nate Clark, along with my co-host, Shanna B.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm fine. I think I'm coming down with something. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I'm all right.
Shayna, I'm so upset with you
Why?
because when I got on my way home, I started feeling sick. I had to make myself a hot toddy.
Oh my gosh, get out of here. That was not because of me.
I don't know who else it could have been from.
the person that you lay next to, don't do that shit. They wouldn't come for me.
Don't bring him into this because I will fight. I will turn this shit off. He ain't
That's
sick. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Ain't
we
nothing
ain't been
wrong with him.
we ain't been hugging and touching on each other. I don't know where you got that shit from. What it want from
Do
me?
you live in my house?
I sure don't. But I
Do
ain't
you know
with you.
how often we be hugging and touching?
Who? Me and you?
You. No.
You don't.
I'm saying you not in my house. You don't know what we do.
No, I don't know what you do. You got that right, but you know you
But
ain't get that shit from me. Anyways,
well, I
moving on.
know you told me this morning you was coming down with
Look, and
something,
it,
and on
look,
my
you
way
got that,
home,
that you
I
got that
started
Me Too
coming down from
syndrome.
something.
Yeah, that
I
Me
have
Too.
what?
That Me Too syndrome.
I don't have a me too nothing, baby. I am my own person. I
Me
don't have
too.
to be like anybody else. Because I am more than enough, honey. I don't have to copy you or no other
Me too.
woman on this earth.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. I get it. I get it. Me too. Anyways, well, since you got the hot toddy, you got some hot tea. Don't burn your lip.
I ain't got shit for you. Okay, Google, turn off air conditioning. You got anything?
No, not no hot tea. I mean, it ain't hot. It ain't nothing, honestly.
Hmm. Well, let's just get into the shows then.
Let's get into it. Which one you want to start with first?
Um, let's start off with Martha's Vineyard.
Fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do wish that it was a little longer because I honestly felt that they could go into more questioning, more answering to a lot of things that weren't answered. I feel when asked or deep dived into. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Especially,
So,
go ahead.
I was gonna say this is their first reunion.
Right.
I was gonna ask you what did you feel they didn't cover? Because I thought they covered all of the important points.
They seemingly did cover all of it, but what I'm saying is when they did cover it, it wasn't a deep dive from me.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talked about they hit on Simon and Bria just real quick. I mean, when they talked about it, it was real fast. Phew! That was it. It was over.
Mm-hmm.
Then the whole Natalie and Amir quick comment over. Like I don't think they held enough flames to fire. But like you said, it was their first reunion. I don't think they were going to do too much or deep dive that, you know, they just
Mm-hmm.
keep it surface level in a sense. I feel like
Um,
there was obviously there was more to the story with Summer. I knew it. I This is what I wanted to tell you yesterday or the other day when we was watching it. And I was like, I feel that Summer may be going through things outside home. Okay, I get it. But I feel like it's a pretty girl thing, pretty girl syndrome.
mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. That's how I felt when I was listening to Summer speak. And I was like, Noelle has this beautiful spirit about her. I love Noelle. I want to see her come
Mm-hmm.
back. And I feel that when it comes to Summer sees Noelle possibly as a threat in a sense. Maybe even Shanice a little bit. Is that pretty girl syndrome. I feel that she
Mm-hmm.
may have. I don't know. I might be wrong, but that's just how I took it as. I was like, that's how I see this.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into Shanice, because I mean not Shanice, Summer, because I
Mm-hmm.
do have some things to talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Let me back up to the reunion overall. The reunion overall for me, I know a lot of people want it to be longer. A lot of people want it to be like at least two parts. I thought it was perfect, honestly, because was the season was great. We had a lot of drama. We had a lot of interesting topics, a lot of things we could talk about, whatever.
Hmm.
When I watched the reunion, I felt like they hit everything I want to answer got answered. I feel like they hit the important points, the biggest points, even the points I didn't think they were going to hit on. They hit on it. I think that as Bravo fans, we're so used to having these like three, sometimes even 4-part reunions,
Hmm.
and some of it being like fluff and filler. That for them to only focus on what was important and then move on, it felt, in my opinion, I think that's why people felt it was
And
not
that's
long
why
enough
it
because we're
made it
used to,
right. That's why it wasn't so long
yeah.
of a reunion. They, like you said, they hit on topics that we saw or things that we didn't, notice and got it done and
Mhm,
over. It wasn't a lot of bickering back and forth. It wasn't any of that stuff at all with
mhm.
them. I mean, they did
But
speak with each other, but yeah.
yeah, but the original Summer House um show, the one where they in the hemp, I like to call it the White Summer House. So for them, it
Which is
took
sprinkle.
them right. They didn't start doing reunions until I want to say like around 6, 7.
Oh
Like
wow.
it was a few seasons before they actually started the reunions. So I think it's a good sign that we're on season 2 of
And
this
they're
Summer
doing it.
House, and they did a reunion. And even though we got one part, still, like, I think that's an accomplishment. And
Hmm.
I'm sure because so many people have been talking about this show this year, especially other Bravo celebrities such as Candace Gillett Bassett,
Yes.
that it'll put the eyeballs on the show to where the ratings will be even bigger and like it'll keep growing to the point where eventually we will get 2 to 3 part reunions
Right.
because they're probably going to add more episodes and longer filming time, and it's going to grow. You have to just be patient and let it grow.
And I, like you said, I enjoyed watching them on their first reunion. It was a good
Hmm.
reunion. I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy it. I can say that it was great. I
Yeah,
was looking forward to it. Yes.
Novell was definitely MVP
Oh
because
my
she
God.
cleared
Yes,
everybody.
she did. She came in there, she wasn't playing. She stood on business and her business was it. And she was like shooter, no chasers, no nothing. And I like
Hmm.
that about Noelle. And also what I couldn't I, the falling out of Jasmine and Preston. Like we
Hmm.
really honestly do not know why they have gotten to this point. I didn't even know he was in her wedding. Do we know?
I have some insights because
Okay, go ahead.
I like to listen to cast interviews and stuff because they gonna tell you some shit that we ain't gonna see on the TV.
For like the ones you showed me earlier. Mm.
Yes, which we will get into that. Please don't let me forget.
I'm not gonna let you forget that one.
So first of all, shout out to Jasmine because she surprised me at the reunion. Because at first I was like, okay, I get her having first share because she is like the nucleus of the group, but she ain't doing nothing. But then when the attention got to her, she was
She
clearing
gave.
left and right as well. She was
Mhm,
giving, and I didn't see
mhm.
that coming. And I don't even like her all that much. Like I loved everybody on the show. She's not my
Ditto.
favorite,
She's not my fan favorite, but she
but
was.
I had to give it to her. She was making a lot of good points.
She
So
was.
the thing with Preston last season when Silas was on the show,
Uh huh.
Silas and Preston were line brothers, so they were close. And then of course
Oh, okay.
Jasmine became close to Preston through Silas.
Gotcha.
So Silas got a lot of backlash last season because of the way he was acting on the
Mm,
show towards Jasmine, towards the house. Like it was just very, very off-putting. And Preston was on social media agreeing with the backlash, like, yeah, he's doing too much and like throwing shade and that kind of thing.
okay.
So Silas felt some type of way, 'cause he was like, you should have my back and blah, blah, blah. But Preston was like, no, if I don't agree with what you're doing, I'm not going to defend you.
Correct.
So I'm not saying that's the whole reason they fell out, but
But
that
it
was
could
a
be
factor
part of
into
it.
it from
Gotcha.
what Preston was saying in his interviews.
Got it.
And of course, Jasmine's gonna stand by her man, so I
Yeah.
feel like that carries over into her.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood. I could see where that would make sense and why they had a little falling out. Excuse me. Whew.
Now, another layer to it is the fallout between Jasmine and Jordan. Because, Preston always refers to Jordan as his wife. They are very close.
Mm-hmm.
So Jasmine feels like you wouldn't even know Jordan if it wasn't for
If
me,
it
because
wasn't
I
for me.
introduced you to
Mm-hmm.
all of these people. I mean, Preston had a good point too, which like, at what point do our friendships stand on their own
Right.
and not
Instead
have
of
to be connected to you?
right.
But so when Jasmine and Jordan fell out, and Preston, for him to be so diplomatic and stuff, I see where Jasmine was coming from, where it's like, well, why were you not like asking me what's going on and asking her what's going on? Why were you not trying to mend the fences? Why do you just jump to her side and the whole excluding me from the strips and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not try to help us get back together since you're this person who loves everybody and all this kind of shit,
Right,
So
right,
I
right.
see where Jasmine was coming from with that as well.
Yeah. And I remember hearing that part. For me, listening to that part of Jasmine speaking, and for me, they just didn't want her there because she wasn't a fun individual when she was on the show, and it
Hmm.
probably still continued on during the summertime, and they just didn't want that kind of energy around them. That's how I
Yeah.
saw it.
I mean,
That's
that's
how.
how I see it too. But at the same time, when she was
Mhm.
asking people point blank, what
But
issues
then
do
they
you
should
have at
have
me? Nobody could
expressed
say
it
anything except for Jordan. Everybody else was like stumbling over
quiet.
the words, trying to think of something. They don't have a problem with Jasmine. Y'all just following Jordan. And
Mm.
I love Jordan, so I'm not even trying to like throw dirt at her. But what's right is right. Like I feel like they were just playing follow the leader.
Right. Mm.
And when Jasmine called them out, they didn't have nothing to say for
That's
themselves.
yeah. It was real quiet. And I
Hmm.
don't even know if Preston made a good point at all when it came to that and trying to clear stuff. I don't think he got a good point across. I didn't hear it. Did
Mm,
you? I didn't. I don't think I did. But yeah,
no.
yeah, man.
Because
Mm-mm.
I understand Preston's point between his falling out with Silas. But with
Right.
Jasmine, I understand her point, which is that we ain't got no problem, so why not help me mend fences with the rest of the
Manifests with
group?
everybody else.
Right.
Right. He's that bridge between the two. The group of
Mm,
ladies that was there. So yeah, I mean,
mm.
he could have done that, but maybe there's
I
more
mean,
to it than just that. I don't know.
not that it's his responsibility to fix everything, but just as
Right.
a friend, at least make some kind of effort.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he just didn't want to get in the middle of it. I don't know, but he just seems to
Mm-hmm.
be the person that's the go-to to talk to everybody, when there's issues or in the house. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now let's get into the summer of it all.
let's get to the summer of it all. Yeah. Yeah, I
So you
said,
were saying you feel like she has the pretty girl syndrome.
mhm.
I call it just being a mean girl.
Well, yeah.
Uh, and I think that we're both in some ways correct because, as I've shared with you earlier today, Noelle did an interview with a podcast and she revealed a lot of what we
She
did not
did.
see
She
on
did.
this show.
Wow.
And I can't defend Summer anymore. Like I was really on Summer's side because, like I said one episode before, I've been where she is, where I've been going through like some very heavy stuff. I didn't feel comfortable sharing it, but I was lashing out. I heard the people around me and
Yeah.
everything. And I've grown out of that space, and I see her doing the same thing that I was doing. So that's why I was empathetic, and even though it was aggravating as hell to watch,
Right, but
I
you
was
were
trying to defend her.
understanding.
Right. But
Right.
now that I see like how the things that we did not see on
And
camera,
it was a
per
lot.
Noel,
Yeah.
I can't defend her anymore.
But it was she did it to Noelle, and then she said Shanice as well.
She said that she put her hands on Shanice, and that was not shown on camera.
Yeah,
Or
no,
it was not shown on the episode. I don't know if they caught it on film or not, but it was not
right,
shown on
but
the
it
episode.
wasn't shown, but it happened.
Hmm.
These speaking, ill of Noelle. I think she said she was. What did she say? They went to the Barclay game,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just being nasty towards her, Noelle and Bria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now that Noelle has said what she has said with the podcaster, now it's just like, oh, I get why she did not want to go out there and say nothing to her when it was time for her to leave. Because I wouldn't want to either. I would
Mm-hmm.
not.
And now
No.
I understand why she had that smoke for her at the reunion. Because at first I was just like,
Indeed.
I was confused at first. I thought you coming off a little strong. Like,
Right. And she's going through mental
where's this
health
coming
stuff,
from?
but it
Yep.
was beyond
Now it
that.
makes
It was
sense. Yeah.
uh-huh. So
It wasn't nothing to do with her mental health. It wasn't nothing to do with what she was
at
going
all.
through. It was just her as a person.
Her as a person. Sometimes you just gotta keep your distance. You can love a person, but you gotta keep them at arm's length. I want the best for you, but
Um,
we just can't cope. We can't do this.
so the
Mm.
interview she did was with Kempire, Kempire, on YouTube. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long. I have not watched it yet, but I do plan to,
Mm-hmm.
just based on the clips that we've seen on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I love Noelle. And second of all, I look like she is like very like passionate and speaking about a lot of stuff. So I just want to know what else is going on.
Right.
But I'm glad that she also clarified why Summer left 2 days before the end of
Before
the
it was
vacation.
right.
And it was not through choice, it was because they had a house
They,
meeting
they
with
voted her that
production
she leave.
and
Mm-hmm.
voted her out. And Noelle was like, "Can I put my hands on her back?" And it said no.
Said
It said,
no.
"Okay, well, she gotta go."
You will have to leave too. Well, then she gotta go. Cause yeah, no, and
Right.
no, y'all, you put Mariah out because she shoved Bria. She didn't punch her. She didn't slap her. She shoved her. I
Mm-hmm.
saw that. She shoved her. She put her hands on her. So
Yeah,
everything needs to be the same for everybody. Held to the same
it
standard,
does.
same accountability, same everything. And so now we know why she left 2 days prior. You got to go because woo! I'm gonna put my hands on you
Mm-hmm.
too. So yeah,
Yeah, so
that was
everything
good.
makes
I'm
a
glad you
lot
sent
more
me that.
sense.
It does. It makes a lot more sense. A lot more. I'm glad you sent it to me because I was just in awe. My mouth was dropped when I was listening to her. I was like, "What? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy."
You
So
know,
yeah,
there's some. Sometimes I don't send you stuff because I want to tell you on
and
this
I
show.
know when we get here.
But sometimes the thing is too big, and I'm like, we got to be on the same page before we start talking on camera.
Right. I'll be like, wait a minute, where you get that from? I didn't know this. But yes,
Right.
and the gentleman that you're speaking on that she did the podcast with, I do follow him on TikTok, but he had
Mm-hmm.
not posted any of those that I had seen yet, that I know of. Let me say that because I just see him in passing because he always
Oh,
talking
okay.
about shows. But yes,
Yes.
man, I might have to go listen to that one. Like,
I definitely am.
I
I don't
want
know
more,
when, but at some
right?
point
But
this week when I have
it's
time, I'm
gonna
going to sit
happen.
down and watch it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, it's a must. Because I feel that she would be the most, and not saying that other ones are not, but most authentic and for real person that's gonna give it to us. That's how I.
Yes.
That's how I feel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like with Noelle in regards to her as opposed to a lot of the other castmates, I feel like yeah, they're gonna be honest, but it's gonna be about like their feelings and their perceptions and things. And I
Right.
feel like with Noelle, I feel like she's so level headed and grounded that she's gonna give her perception and also the reality of what really happened. That makes
It
sense?
it makes lots of sense because
Yeah.
you people only do it from their perspective and won't look at
Mm-hmm.
it any other way, and that's a lot to people in the Bravo family that do that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I like Noelle. I love her to death. I really want her to come back. Oops, excuse me. I really want her to
I
come
do
back
too.
next year. Well, for the next season. I thoroughly enjoy her. So,
I do as well.
who do you think is coming back? First of all, before we even get started, I want the best for people. I want people to be happy. But Amir just bought a house with that young lady he was with. Uh,
Amir is dumb as hell.
Go
What?
ahead. No.
So Amir bought this house, and his name is on the mortgage. His name is on the
Everything.
bills, the
It's
debt,
his house.
everything.
His
But
house.
he put his girlfriend, not fiance, not wife, girlfriend,
On the deed.
on the deed. He's a real estate agent in his 30s. I don't think I need to say much more.
Like I was like, "Are you serious?" And then you go, "Oh God, no, sir." But you know what? I, to each their own. Keep doing what he. I guess if he love it, I like it.
Let me tell you something. Me and my
It's
fiance have been
crazy
living
though.
together for what, 2 years now? A little over 2 years.
Yeah.
And even though we engaged, we know for a fact we getting married and everything. I would not open. I've told him multiple times, I'm not opening a joint bank account with you until after we marry. So if I'm not opening up a joint bank account, you think I'm gonna go buy a house and put his name on it?
But not as like
Like, come on.
as my partner. That would be something that I would want to do. Have I done joint
Hmm.
bank accounts? Oh yes. Is it has it kicked me in my ass as of currently? Yes, it has a lot of times. And do I need to close it? Oh yeah. But am I lazy? Yep. Because I haven't gone to the bank and closed it yet. 'Cause, I need to, but I
I'm
haven't.
just, I'm just
It's
saying, love is great. Love is amazing,
it's a beautiful
but
thing.
you got to be smart
You have to be very smart.
and in love at the same time. And
I just
Amir
don't
is
know.
not
Sometimes
smart
I feel
when it
like
comes to her.
their relationship is just forced. I don't know.
It
I don't feel
feels
like it's
it feels
authentic.
like he is so desperate to be in a relationship with somebody that he is holding on for dear life, no matter how many people tell him that they see red flags.
And he just don't see nothing. He blind, blind, blind. That's how we acting.
Hmm.
But we'll see what happens or how far she gonna drag him along or whatever the case may be.
I,
But
I
anyways,
I don't want to see what happens. I hope
you
he
know
and
what's
her
gonna
don't come back.
tell you
I
what's
don't
not.
want them to come back. I don't want to see their Twitter. I don't want to see their Instagram. I don't want to know
They
nothing else
gon'
about
they
them.
gon'
I'm
pop up.
done.
They
I'm
gonna pop up.
done.
They
I'm
gonna pop up.
done.
We gonna see them. Hashtag
Please don't bring them around no more. Please don't bring them around no more. Mm-mm.
yeah, because I don't want to see it. I if he doesn't come back, and I'm okay with that because we don't want to see her. Nobody in the house really cares for her. You're not gonna build
Even
any
if he even
friendships
if
with
he comes without her, I don't want to see him no more at this point.
her. After
Like,
that,
me and Amir broke up. He is not my TV boyfriend no more.
it's a wrap. You got a new one yet?
It's over.
No,
No.
I know. That's why I
You know,
said
I said
no,
at one point that I was
no.
looking at Adam from buying Beverly Hills, but I don't know enough about him besides he's pretty. So I don't have one yet.
Yeah, he's really quiet. He doesn't get too much camera time, but I know who you
Mhm.
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's
that's the
move
one that
on.
Melissa and Sophia not almost fought over. But they were having conversations about. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Where you want to go next?
We can go to Love and Marriage Huntsville because, like I said, I got some questions.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You said you have some questions and some shit to say. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, so Marceau in this 2015, 2015 because I took notes. Photo that he posted on social media, and what is the deal with Maurice and the wife? What is happening? Did this go down during one of the seasons?
You gotta be a little more specific. You gotta help me out a little bit.
All right. So in 2015, it was Martel, Marceau, Maurice, and another gentleman at a club. They took a picture. It was all four of them, and
Hmm.
apparently he was quote unquote cheating with the stripper on Kimmy. They weren't married yet, But when he was
Maurice or
asked,
Marceau?
Maurice, not
Okay.
not Marceau, not Marceau. Marceau
Maurice.
is with
Okay.
me. It's Maurice. And this was before him and Kimmy got married. They were dating. This is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to. And when he was asked in one of the reunions if he was there, he said no. But then Marceau
And
posted a
then
picture.
Marceau said yes.
Marceau said yes, and then he posted that picture. And I'm like, what are we trying to gain? What is going on and why would Marceau, how I feel, because we know how he do, stir the pot and bring up something old from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I come to find out Marceau had some outside kids.
Okay.
That's what
So
Maurice thought of. I'm like, wait a minute. Help me. Help me. Help me.
um that did happen at a reunion where they were trying to say that Maurice had cheated on Kimmy
Right.
at the strip or whatever, and he was saying he wasn't there. Marceau said he was and posted a picture. That was at a reunion. The next season, Maurice and Kimmy were pissed at Marceau because that's like, what are you trying to do? Basically, like, what is your ulterior motive?
Right.
Marceau swore her down that he wasn't trying to say that Maurice was cheating. He was just trying to prove that like
That he
you're
was
not being honest, and you
right.
were at
You
that
were
part. Like,
there.
be honest about it. That's what that whole thing was coming from.
Got it.
There has been rumors since the show started
Mm-hmm.
that Marcel has been cheating on Tisha left and right.
Right.
To this day, nobody can find the mistress though. Nobody can actually find evidence. Unlike Martell and his side bitch baby mama or whatever.
Right.
So, and then one of the rumors was that Marcel ended up getting the mistress pregnant and having an outside baby. But
Okay.
I don't know if Maurice was saying for sure that Marcel has other kids or if he was referring to that rumor. Because all I know is it has not been actually confirmed. But the last time I checked, it was just a lot of rumors flying around that he was cheating and having babies and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. I was like, what? It blew my mind. I was like, wait a minute. I'm writing, trying to catch all the stuff because I'm like, I need to know what is going on and why from it's almost 10 years ago. Why are
Mm-hmm.
we talking about it present day? So then I know Tisha and Marceau went out to dinner. And he kept telling Tisha to stop talking, be quiet, stop talking, you're talking too much. And she just kept going on and on and on. But then she eventually stopped. But my thing with Tisha is, Tisha, I don't think you really care for people talking about rumors when it comes to you and your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, you're doing the same thing right now.
I mean,
Make
that's true.
it make sense for me. You know? I don't
I
understand.
can't make that make sense, but you make a point. She does like to gossip about other
Oh,
people's stuff, but she don't like it about hers.
no, she don't.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm gonna say this though. Everyone has looked like they've lost weight, honestly. And they look
Mm-hmm.
good. Marceau lost some weight. He looked real skinny up in the neck. He do. I was like, oh
He
man, he
does.
got something. But then we see Lou. Lou was was on there with Martell. They were talking Whitfield, right? That Whitlow. That's
What are you?
Tiffany.
Are you talking about an older season? Because they're not on this season.
They're not on it, but he was at the gym talking to him.
The
Uh-huh.
Martell.
Mm-hmm.
What episode did you watch? Because that did not happen in
Or
the
did I?
episode that I
Then
seen
am I
it.
looking at the wrong one?
I think you did. You okay? Is this the episode where Moses and Destiny sat down at the end?
No.
Baby, you watched the wrong episode.
I did.
You did. I've been sitting here trying to go with you. I was
That's
like,
not what
damn,
I'm
did I
talking
fall
about.
asleep? Like, why? I don't remember this happening.
Look, I'm talking about a past season because I kept playing on my phone.
You
I was like,
is.
what's this? Okay, so now I need to catch up.
Now you need to catch up. You watched the wrong.
Okay, so go ahead. Just fill in what what was going on.
Oh,
So let me
I'm
hear this.
trying. Okay.
Hilarious for you. Lord, I'm in the
From what
wrong.
I remember,
Mm-hmm.
this past episode, um, I know Marceau and Maurice sat down with Moses and were
Uh-huh.
trying to tell him, like, hey, you putting your wife Sonny in a bad position because everybody think this, this was real shady how this went down. You need to be more aware and sensitive to her feelings and be like protective and that kind of thing. Like, you just have a sit down with this and you need to clear the air basically.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
Moses kept brushing off like, nah, she's strong, we strong, blah blah. And so they're trying to have like a real conversation, like, hey, we've been through shit on this show.
Right. So
But
we
Martha
know.
was like, at one point, me and Tisha was about to get divorced, and we didn't. Maurice was like, yeah, people try to say that my wife was a side chick, and it affected her negatively. So they're trying to let him know, like, it may not happen today, but at some
But it
point,
will happen at some point.
shit's gonna hit the fan. You need to be ready. And
Right.
so finally, that's what inspired Moses to finally sit down with Destiny and talk to her.
Okay.
And they was going back and forth because Moses was trying to establish a timeline to prove that there was no overlap. Destiny was refuting that timeline to prove that there was an overlap,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a whole mess. That's to be continued.
Okay.
Martell sat down with Nell because Nell wanted to hear his side
Out of the
of why
story.
he was arrested and all that kind of stuff. He's still sticking to his lies and shit. And then told Nell that he heard that she was a side chick and that she was Chris' mistress or whatever. And she tried to clarify with him, like, no, me and Chris got together. I found out that he was still legally married. I left him alone until after he got divorced, and then we got back together.
Mm-hmm.
So then Chris and Martell ended up having a conversation after that, and Chris was checking him like, don't call my wife no side chick no more because she's not, or
Right.
basically, whatever. Which to me, Chris didn't stand up to him the way that I would want somebody to. I would have wanted him to punch him in his throat, basically. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I would have wanted to handle it. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but I do feel like violence is the answer sometimes. But
That violence is the answer sometimes. Oh my God.
sometimes you just need to get punched in the throat. I'm sorry.
Punch in the throat. Lord Jesus.
Yes.
I can't believe I did that shit.
Um, I think that's mostly
It.
it
Mm-hmm.
as far as the major things that I can remember. I'll say that.
Okay. Now I got to
So
catch
yeah,
up. Lord, I don't
you
know
got
how to.
to.
You know what happened? Because I was sitting here trying to mirror the TV, the phone to the TV, and it kept
Mm,
delaying. I was like, oh, it was pissing me off. So I get back on my phone, try it again, try to look on my phone and watch it. And I think I did go back. I was like, you know what?
mm-hmm.
I said, why are we back here talking about this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No wonder you had questions, honey.
I
I was
did. I was
confused.
so lost and confused.
You was confusing me, but I was trying my best to roll with it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go
Let me. I just don't understand. I'm in another time, another season.
you in an old season, baby.
I am. What season we on?
Oh, and I think it's 8. I'm pretty
Holy
sure it's season 8, episode 3.
sweet cream cheese. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
There was another scene where Keisha, Kimmy, and Destiny sat down and had a meeting where Kimmy let Destiny know that like, hey, we did sit down with Sunny, and this is what she was saying. And her and Tisha were trying to encourage Destiny to have a sit down conversation with Sunny and clear the air or whatever. And Destiny didn't want to do it, pretty much.
In all honesty, it does need to be all three of them together because how I feel is three different stories or two different
Mm-hmm.
stories coming, and I want to see your face and I want to see his face when we're talking about this, so we can figure out
Mm-hmm.
what happened, what's going on in these timelines. That would be me.
I would want to see her talk to both of them, but I don't want it to be just them three because I feel like sometimes that can feel like a gang up. Like she needs to have at least one
But
ally with her
that's
in
I
that
was gonna say.
relationship.
She needs at least somebody to come with her to
Mm-hmm.
speak with her because you know what, you're right, because they will gang the hell up on you. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
But yeah, so we can move up off of that. And what we got left? Jersey.
Jersey.
Is that the only other show we got left, or is there another
Yeah.
one?
Mm-mm.
That's it.
Yeah. Dubai. Well, Beverly Hills is over. We finished that last week.
Mhm.
Martha's Vineyard just finished. Jersey's going on, but we do have Dubai starting, right?
Dubai starts on Sunday. Yes.
Ooh, new show. I'm kind of excited about watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had me watching. I think it was episode one day at lunch. And I was like, oh my god, or was it a reunion?
hmm It
We were
was a
watching a reunion.
reunion.
I was like,
hmm
okay, yeah, this is gonna be good. I think I need to watch this one. So adding that to the list. I think that's all we got. So Jersey's it.
Okay. Well, if
All
we finish this episode early, I ain't mad at it because I'm ready to eat and lay down. So
right,
let's go on up north to Jersey.
let's go. Oh,
So Margaret sat down with her husband to talk about the one
ex
year anniversary of the death of her ex-husband,
husband.
whom she cheated on for a long time with her current husband.
I'm sorry. You just gave me a lot.
You didn't know that?
Okay, so let's recap. Okay, you know I
Okay.
ain't been watching. Haven't watched. I'm just getting back in the flow of
I mean,
Housewives.
she talked about it every chance she gets, so I
But
didn't
you
know
know,
if you
I
heard of
don't
it or
even
not.
pay attention. Wow. And you,
So her current husband name is Joe.
yes,
Her
Jan.
ex-husband name is Jan. Margaret and Jan were married. Margaret became the stepmother to Jan's kids, whose biological mother was not in the picture at all. So basically, they were her
Her
kids.
kids. Uh-huh.
Margaret became unhappy, met Joe because Joe was a contractor on their house or a plumber or something. And and Joe was also married, and they began a torrid affair. And then her and Jane ended up divorced, and she ended up getting with Joe and marrying him. And then her kids stopped fucking with her. They didn't want to talk to her. They didn't want to see her. None of that. Even though years later, her and Jan made up and they were best friends. Like they would have coffee every morning, that kind of stuff. They became very close friends. And Joe was okay with that because, like, y'all had a whole history before I came along, basically. So, fast forward to now, sadly, Jan passed away last year, and this is one
Right.
year anniversary. And she's confiding in Joe about her feelings of it. And she's saying that, she went to the hospital and she had to wait outside the hospital. So here, obviously, I don't know these people on a personal level. Obviously, I don't even live in Jersey. So the information I'm about to say could be wrong. However, I have heard online that Jan's kids banned her from seeing him at the hospital and also banned her from going to his funeral.
And you know what? They probably did. And for you to say the statement that you just made, when she was talking about it, I guess in her confessional or whatever the case may be, she was like, my son called and he was like, Mom, Dad is being rushed to in the ambulance to the hospital. I don't think if the kids have
Well, I
is
do
there
know
one
one of the sons did make up with her. So that's probably the son she was referring to.
okay then.
So I'm
Okay.
talking about the kids overall don't fuck with her. And I've heard that they have banned her from the hospital and the funeral.
That's probably why she had to wait outside. Mm.
Now, like I
Maybe
said,
that's
that's what I've heard.
just
I
a
don't
joke.
know for a fact. This is what I've heard.
Wow, that was a lot. I understand, that the ex-husband grieve. I don't know. Some people's friendships and dynamics with their exes is different. I couldn't. It'd be too much
I
for
mean,
me.
I will say they really did become friends. She
Yeah.
didn't make that part up because he was on the show filming with her a few
Mm-hmm.
times. And so they did have a friendship.
A friendship. Okay,
Because
well,
that much she did not lie about.
that'd be hard. That is the craziest dynamic. That all I'm saying is because
Mm-hmm.
this is your ex husband, the new husband that you cheat on your ex husband with,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all friends. I don't know, but that's just me. No, I can't be your
It
friend. I'm
is.
sorry.
I feel like that takes a lot of healing
What?
to
A
do that.
lot, a
A
lot.
lot of introspection because you have to really be like, okay, some people weren't meant to be married. Some people were meant to have a friendship, and maybe they tried to make that friendship into a marriage that wasn't meant to be. Like I ain't trying to defend her. I'm just saying, like sometimes people in life they meet somebody and they try to make it into something that God did not intend for it to be. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
That was a lot for me. Jesus, Lord have mercy. But yeah, moving off of Margaret's ass. Uh, Rachel, 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 and these tears is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. The the theatrics, that's what I call them, of this
Mm-hmm.
crime. Is it that deep? Is it that serious? Is it?
I mean,
Or
to
did she
me, it's
say?
not.
I
I don't
mean, like,
understand it.
I'm not understanding. And Jen obviously is not understanding it either because
Jen flat out told her, she said, I don't
I
understand.
don't
You're
understand.
crying.
Like I don't understand. They this
Right.
is it's given. I want you to not talk to this individual because you're my friend, but I see you betraying me and talking with my enemy in a sense.
Because that's all one conversation.
One
One.
one conversation. Sis has been crying in every episode since. Every scene she's been crying. I'm like, yo, stop. It's
Like,
not working.
it's so childish. It's so immature.
It is.
That, and it's so off putting. Like, I mean, you and I are very close friends.
Mhm.
And I see you at work talking to people really don't like.
Right. But you don't act like,
I
you
don't,
know what I'm saying?
right. I don't cry about it. I don't tell you don't fuck with them. I was like, you know what? This is why I don't like this person. And then I leave it alone. You do what you want to do. That has nothing to do with our friendship. I
Right.
don't understand why this grown ass woman can't do the same thing.
But moving on. Let's
It 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 it, it bewilders me.
Oh man, I'm flabbergasted. But anyway, listen. Now, this doggy party at
Hmm.
Jen A's house. And then
Hmm.
they invited Lena, that's her name, right? The
Yes,
hairdresser to come.
yes.
For me, I felt that this doggy party was a forced party for filming. I'm sorry. I might be
Hmm.
wrong, but I just feel like it just made no sense.
So
Jen
I
A,
watched this.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't want to cut you off.
Jen A wanted Lena to discuss with Danielle or how Danielle was acting at an event that was given.
Hmm.
It Jersey stresses me out with this film and stuff
It
dynamics.
does.
It really
It
stresses
does.
me
It
out.
is stressful to
Like I said,
watch.
that's why I said this dog party. Maybe it was the dog's first birthday. Okay, I understand you want to have a doggy party, but I feel like it was forced. It wasn't necessarily needed to have.
So here's my thing about the Doggy Party. I do believe Jen Aiden when she said that it was her daughter Olivia's idea to have the Doggy Party. Because I've seen Olivia on this show and I know how she is. She is precious and she is a housewife in the making. So I could definitely see her saying, "Hey, I want to give Biscuit a birthday party, and I want you to film it with your friends." I believe that's what happened.
Okay,
I think that Jen probably took that
as an
and was like,
opportunity.
"Well, fuck it. If you gonna use my job and do this or whatever, I'm gonna make it worthwhile. Let me invite Lena and stir some shit up
Right,
and make sure we get this in an episode."
right.
That's my interpretation of the event. I do believe it was her daughter's idea. I think Jen ran with it and turned it into what Housewives needed.
Mm-hmm. Because they're not filming anywhere. They're not filming really with anybody, honestly, in a sense,
Yeah.
or the group per se. But I know Jen Fessler was there, and Jen was like, she feels that the toxic, and I know Gia shut it down. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Teresa has said something too, but she's felt like the toxic started from Teresa and Joe and has trickled down through the vines of everybody else in the show.
And she's absolutely right.
He is so
She's
dead on.
absolutely right.
I was like, you're right. She's right. But I know that Gia
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to hear that, and Teresa didn't want to hear either. But she's right.
She is.
She's telling the absolute truth. Oh, it just made it so ugly. Like, I don't know if it's gonna survive another season. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Not like this, it's not.
I don't want to see Teresa go. I do enjoy her. I don't care what anybody else
Mm-hmm.
feels. I don't care about anybody else. Teresa's been my girl since day one. I ain't gonna lie. Loved her, firecracker and all. But it can't work this way. It stresses. I'm not even there, and it stresses me out. I'm like, oh, Lord
This
have mercy.
is more stressful to watch than Housewives of Potomac.
It really
The past
is.
season.
It really is. And then watching them go, which was awesome. Dolores still had the baseball game, and she dedicated the Gertie. I loved
I
it.
loved it. I did
I
too.
loved it. I was like,
I
oh,
thought, oh, Gertie.
right. I did the same thing. I was like, I didn't know they knew each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I like that she dedicated that for her cause. For her.
Mm-hmm.
Gertie's a beautiful person. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
The state of this show, you're right, it cannot continue like
It
this.
can't.
It needs a very serious cast shakeup, more so than Potomac did. I also love Teresa. I would hate to see her go, but I do feel like for the good of the show,
It might have.
perhaps she should go and maybe give her a spinoff and give her
Well,
her
yeah.
own show with her
Because she's done
family
it.
and her daughters
She's
and
done it
everything.
before. Mm-hmm.
I think she should go. I think Melissa should go. I think Margaret should go. I think Jen Aiden and Dolores, I could take them or leave them. I think they should stick with Rachel and Danielle and Jen Fessler
So it could be a
and
new
start
fresh
building
start
out
in
from there.
Jersey.
Exactly. So it'll be a fresher Jersey. I don't want it to be like a whole like young cast because I don't want to get like Jersey Shore
Right,
from
but
MTV. But just branch out to some fresher faces, some new stories, some new dynamics and everything. And I know that this season some dynamics are going to change, some teams are going to switch up or whatever.
right.
But it's not going to be enough.
I don't know. In some of these little petty, and I'm gonna call them petty,
They are.
petty discussions. Like, are we just doing it so we can get the time on the TV? Like, it's not giving
Mm-mm.
me anything. Honestly, I could go without watching them. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
have very high hopes in the premiere because I thought, ooh, we're gonna see some people switch up sides and dynamics change, shifts and everything. And I feel like now episode 4, that's just like, okay, well, when is that gonna happen?
Right at the
Because
end,
right now, like, I feel like we just wasted footage.
we definitely are. But did you notice when Melissa came over to speak with Jen? Like Jen was super nervous. She was twiddling her
Hmm.
fingers and everything.
Let me tell you,
Help me out.
because Melissa and her bitch boy husband Joe Gorga accosted Jen Aiden at a previous BravoCon, and for whatever reason, they will not discuss that on this show. They didn't even discuss it last season's reunion,
What?
where they had a confrontation, whatever. Joe called her a fucking disgusting bitch or something like that. It's on social media. You can Google it.
Oh yeah, I might have to do that.
They got in her face. She ended up throwing a drink on them, whatever. Even Andy Cohen took the Gorga side over Jen's, even though they provoked her and got in her face and shit. Like, it was very ugly. But now that the cameras are rolling, they want to be like, oh, I don't know why she's so mad. I don't know why she don't like us.
Right, and it goes back to Melissa keeps saying that Jen is always bringing up stuff and talking about this, da 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 da. But we're not talking about what you have done. Your
Exactly.
hands aren't clean either, because I know it's something there. Oh
Exactly.
man, like
So that did happen.
oh my god, yeah, that
So I ain't saying Jen's scared of them because Jen ain't scared of nobody. She ain't
no,
no
she's
punk.
not
But I could see why she would have a little bit of nervous energy when Melissa walked
because
up
of
to her
what
like that.
happened before
Hmm.
when the interaction with them too. I get it now. That definitely makes sense. I put my little notebook away.
Hmm.
But yes, that right there does make a lot of sense as to why she would be nervous and a little hesitant because of the prior interaction with you two at
But
BravoCon.
what doesn't make sense is why Bravo is protecting them and not showing no like flashback, no like letting them talk about it in a confessional, like none of that. Like I was
Right,
like, it's
nothing.
just the bias is so horrible with this
Hmm.
network sometimes. It really pisses me off.
Right, because they like Teresa did say something about Margaret at the dog party, but like she
Yeah.
was saying that the lady didn't say too much. She was really quiet the entire time. I was like, oh Lord, why would she say that? But that's how she feels. But yes, but that's all I got from this. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a little something coming up on this next episode. I don't know.
I mean, it
Maybe.
looks like we are because I saw the preview of Danielle confronting Jen and Teresa about why they were letting Lena talk about
What
her.
was said?
And I know that Rachel and Teresa are going to get into an argument about something, who knows what. But
Yeah, I saw that.
it looks like we're going to get a little bit of something next episode. But also, I thought we was going to get something this episode when we saw
I thought we were too
Jackie and Margaret arguing in the locker
about a
room.
book.
Right. That's why I cannot stand
That's what I
fucking Margaret.
said. I'm like these petty arguments, ma'am. She didn't send it because she didn't want to. Get over it. That's
And
what
she
I'm saying.
even
I'm
like Margaret was too busy over talking her. Jackie was trying to tell her that her publisher sent it to people that she was doing press with. She didn't do press with Margaret. That's why she didn't get a
didn't get
copy.
a book
If
right
Margaret would shut her shrap mouth long enough to
to
listen,
listen. Right.
then she could have got that. But she didn't want to hear it.
She didn't, and then she walked away. I'm like, Jackie, why are you even wasting your breath on this lady? Because she's not listening. She's not gonna listen. I feel like Margaret is the type of person that wants to tell you, talk down to you, whatever you guys say. She's not gonna listen. She's gonna walk off. But your words don't matter. It's about
And
her.
I don't even think she's realizing that all she's doing is pushing Jackie and Jenna Fessler closer to Teresa's side because of her own
Actions.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's got to
Anyway,
change though. Woo. And poor Danielle, I'm excited. I'm glad she's doing this New York Fashion Week with her kids line. That's exciting, but it sucks. Her mom's on a cruise, and her dad and her brother they don't talk.
now her dad is trying to talk
Her
to
dad,
her.
that's what she said. Her dad talk,
Danielle,
but she don't want to talk to
she
him.
don't want to talk to
Let
her or
me
him.
correct that.
There is
Why?
a difference. So
Why?
Danielle is saying that when she sent the gift to her brother and her brother sent it back, that her father didn't, I guess, hold him accountable or check him or whatever, and that's why she stopped talking to him, even though her father keep reaching out to her and trying to mend things and talk to her.
Right, and she not trying to reciprocate.
Right. So now I'm starting to see Danielle differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, Lena went on Instagram, blew her ass all the way up.
Oh yes.
I also heard another hairdresser or stylist one went on Instagram and went against Danielle because she thought I wasn't paid and you didn't give me no credit for helping you,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So it looks like Danielle's starting to be a little bit of a grifter.
I see
And
that.
also, like I said, I don't know things as a fact because I don't know these people. I don't even live in fucking Jersey.
Just give it to me. Give it to
But
me.
I have heard The real reason Danielle and her brother had a falling out is because Danielle punched her brother's wife in the face, and that's why
Oh
they don't
well,
want nothing to do with her.
it ain't got nothing to do with no Instagram. That's what she was telling us, or whatever her TikToks. Blah 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 blah. It always has to be something deeper than what they want to tell us.
Like I said, I
That
don't know.
I
That's just
know
what I've heard.
it's
I also make
always
that clear for legal reasons. I don't know shit. I'm just telling you what I've been hearing.
what you have heard, but that would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than a TikTok or how you be acting on social media, whatever that is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that for that right there makes more sense to me. I won't want to talk to you neither. I don't want nothing from you. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
Mm.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean,
Man.
Margaret, I had to give Margaret any type of credit. I don't like her at all. But she did say to Danielle last season that she just start letting stuff go, because if not, she's going to lose relationships just like she lost with her brother. And I was saying this season, she's not letting this little grudge against her daddy go, even though he's trying to be good with
Right, trying
her.
to be there for her.
Right.
But I mean, she said that, but she just dead whole making it seem like it's her daddy's fault. Like
Mm-hmm.
he don't want nothing to do that. She just made it seem like he didn't want to do with her.
She made it seem like he was being a horrible person, but in the same
Right,
breath, she's saying he's reaching out to me,
and
but I'm not ready to reach back out. But
that's you. That's all
like I
you.
can't. I have crazy, strange for the relationship with people in my family too. So like, at one point, I do get it because you don't want to go back there because you don't want to get hurt again. But at the same time, I don't have those people, those individuals, consistently reaching out to me to try
Right,
to
trying
fix it
to
either.
make it right.
That's the difference. That's the
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Mm-hmm. Lord Jesus, I don't think she know what she be saying sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Mm.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know, but I'm keeping my good eye on that girl.
keep it. That's good at.
Now I still like her for TV. She is entertaining,
She is entertaining.
but I'm watching.
What?
Not just watching, I'm watching, honey.
Yes, with the ass, all of that. We gonna
All
see how
four
this
of them.
plays out and see what happens next. Cause man,
But
mm,
do you have anything else to add?
I do not. I'm gonna do better next week. I can't believe I was on the wrong damn episode.
I can't believe I was going to let you keep going with it.
You sure was. She was like, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute." I was like, "Wait a minute, am I on the wrong episode?" You was like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah. I
Dang it.
swear to God, you were speaking so confidently. I was
I
just like, damn,
was.
maybe
I
I
was like,
maybe I fell asleep and didn't realize that that's how I missed these scenes.
no, I was on the wrong shit. That's what it was. Messing with that
But
damn mirror thing. Anyways, go ahead.
anyway, if you guys like what you've heard and seen and you want more, please like, comment, download, subscribe, do
Yes.
all of the positive things, and we will see you all next week.
Peace.
Good night, good day, bye, whatever.